In this Appcircle review, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the software Appcircle. If you have any questions, please comment them down below, and I'll also be sure to leave a discounted link down there so you can always get your money's worth for Appcircle. Appcircle is a software that lets you create your own app store for in-house distribution of your mobile apps. This is what you should see once you're first signed in or even logged in. So there's not much going on, and it isn't too complicated for any beginners. There's just a little bit going on in the middle, and then there's some things on the left hand side. So what I'm going to do is quickly go through each feature, and then throughout the review I'm going to dive deeper into each feature. So straight off the bat, up in the top left hand corner is the Appcircle logo. This is actually clickable like most softwares, and if you click on it, it should take you to the main page of the software itself. Right below that is the build section. This is where you would build your app. Right below that is the signing identities. Right below that is the distribute. Below that is the store submit, and then below that is the enterprise app store. So that's it for that section right there in the top left hand corner. Now in the bottom left hand corner section, there is the help section, where any help with the software can be retrieved through here, which is a cool feature that softwares have. Right below that is the notifications section, where any notifications should appear for your account. Below that is your organization, and then below that is your account. So you can log out there if you wish to do so. So that's it for the bottom left hand corner. To the right, you've got a little help button. You can't see it right now, but there is a help button. And then in the middle is where you can start everything. You've also got a need help up in the top right hand corner, so there's a lot of help sections on this software. So in the middle we have the welcome to Appcircle. To help you get started, please select one. So right here you can actually start building, testing and distributing your mobile app project made with OBJ/C/Swift. So you can go through all these and see which one best suits you, or you can also go on the Enterprise App Store, where you can create your own app store, distribute your apps in-house using the enterprise distribution. So we're going to go through both of these in this review, and then see all the features that are featured on each area. So to start off, we're going to go on this left hand one, the CI/CD, and see which features this includes. Once you click on it, it should take you to this page where you have your build section in the top left hand corner. Pretty much just takes you to the build section. So you have your build profiles, environment variables, build history, and self-hosted runners. All the way down here you have your current plan. Currently I'm on the starter plan, and then it says how many I have remaining. You can also upgrade if you like the software and you want to do that. So to start off building a mobile project, you want to go ahead and click add new in this orange button right here. And once you click that, it should open up this section right here where you can name your profile name, target operating system, and then select which one you want to do that. So we're going to name the profile name reviews, just for the sake of this review, and then select one of these. So we want to kind of target either iOS or Android. We're going to go with Android for this, since personally I have an Android, and then it gives you a target platform depending on which operating system you chose. So we have Java/Kotlin, React Native, Flutter and Smartface. Let's just stay with Java since I don't really know the rest, and then once you've done that and you're happy with your choices, you want to go ahead and click save. So now you've went ahead and actually built a profile on this software, and there's not too many features with that. We've ran through them, and it's not too complicated for any beginners. It tells you what to do. These three buttons right here, if you click on them, you can open this file, pin the item, rename it, or even delete it if you wish to do so, and it gives you all of the information right here. So what you want to go ahead and do next is actually click on your build profile to start going into it. So it should say choose the Git provider for your app source code is hosted, and you can go ahead and choose one of these to actually have your app's source code. We're just going to choose a random one, let's say GitLab, and then once you've chosen that, you have to go ahead and connect your profile for one of these sources. So once you went ahead and actually signed into whichever source provider you want, you should be taken to this page. Now it should start configuring all of the details, and then there's a lot going on, so this is where it gets confusing for beginners, so I'm just going to run through this. On the left hand side, this is where you can go through all this in your own time, and you can go through the develop or even all of these code areas. In the middle right here is where everything would be mained. You can go ahead and actually start a build right here, and then you can configure anything up here in the top right hand corner. You also have your repository, workflows and triggers for this area, and then your commits and builds once you click on that. So what you want to go ahead and do is then start making your app and building it, and then the process should adhere to whatever you have chosen. So I'm going to go back to the beginning now. So all the way back here, if you go to the left hand side, you can see we can also click on environment variables. What you want to go ahead and do is click this plus sign to actually enter a group name, and we're just going to go ahead and make it reviews again. And once you click enter, it should give you a group name right here that you have put in, and you can go ahead and actually type in any text or files. Back to the left hand side, we can also go on build history, and this is where your build history would appear. You have your total sessions and total duration. Pretty much just gives you any analytics on your build history, how long you were there and how long your session was, and how many sessions you have actually had. Finally, on the self-hosted runners section, you can go ahead and it says welcome to your own organization's runners. Here you can see a list of self-hosted runners registered to your organization. Documentation has information on how you can add self-hosted runners for build pipelines. All you want to go ahead and do is just see here for more details if you're interested in that. Back to the very left hand side underneath the build section, we can now move on to the signing identity section. What this is just any certificate. So you got the iOS certificates, iOS provisioning profiles, Android key stores and signing history. You can go through these and add new ones if you want to, and pretty much just do what it says and kind of follow the process. But again, you have to go ahead and log in with your profiles or create profiles that are connected to this software, so we're not going to do that for now. Back to the left hand side underneath the signing identities, we have the distribute section. Right here we have distribution profiles, testing groups, app versions report, app sharing report and app preview report. So you can actually go ahead and click on any of these and go through all of the features on this area. So you have the iOS section or even the Android section, and you can go ahead and drag and drop the AAB APK file here to upload it. If you have any of them files, this is where you would upload it, and that's pretty much it for that feature. Back on this section, below that you can go to the testing groups, and this is where you'd have any testers, like here it says my testers. On the app versions report, this is where you'd have your reports for the app versions, like the total versions and total storage. This is where all of that analytics and information is hosted. As you can see, you have your organization, the date added, added by, profile, OS, version, source profile, and the file size of the app versions report. Below that we have the app sharing report, and it's pretty much the same type of a section. You have the total sent and the unique testers, and the same bits here. Finally, the app preview report, which is again the same. You have your total sessions and total duration, and then the same thing here. So all the way back to the left hand side underneath the distribute, we have the store submit. This is where you'd go ahead and actually submit your app to the store once you have built in it and tested it and created a version. So you want to go ahead and go into the upload to App Store, or even upload to Google Play, or upload to Hawaii Store. So right here is where you'd upload it. You'd go ahead and actually send a build app to your store, and that's pretty much it for that section. You'd go ahead and just pretty much upload it to the store in the store submission. Same thing for the Google Play section, you'd send it, and then same thing for the Hawaii Store. You go ahead and send your app there. Back to the left hand side underneath the store submit, we have the enterprise app store. This is where you go ahead and actually create your own app store if you want to go ahead and do that. So you have profiles, customize, settings and reports. You go ahead and add a new app if you want to, and you'd go ahead and upload your app right there. On the customize section, this is where you'd customize it and you'd browse it for a little icon. Right here you can upload your icon. You have your preview on the right hand side of when you are making changes, and then your app store title, the color of it, and the color too, and the text color. So you can go ahead and just name this whatever you want. We're going to go ahead and name it reviews for the app store title, and then for the color one you can go ahead and just click any color, change it, and it should then save your color as you can see here. So you can play around with this in your own time, see which suits you, and once you are happy with the results you have made, you'd go ahead and click update to update your own enterprise app store. This is where you change any settings on the settings section. For the authentication and the store domain, you go ahead and change these and then click update. Finally, we have the reports section, where like the other report section, this is where any reports would be held, like the total downloads, as you can see right here. And then that's pretty much it. You have the help section and the notifications, which we went through in the beginning, and that is pretty much it for this software. And there you go, that is it for the Appcircle software. Overall, it is a decent software for creating apps, and it's also a good software for managing your apps yourself. A few features I liked is how simplistic it is to actually start creating your apps, and how simplistic the software itself actually is. For any beginners, there's a lot of help sections as well, so if you're stuck or struggling, this software really helps you out, and again, it's really simplistic, so there's not too many hurdles to fall over. Again, there's a lot of good build sections and managing sections, and I also like how the analytics are clear in nice and structured areas. Would I recommend it to anyone? Yes, I would. It's probably one of the best softwares out there for creating apps, and I probably would recommend it to anyone who's looking to create an app. Again, I think it's a good software. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.